Yo, back, shotgun 305. It's your boy Karceno here. What's up, Big Giz? We're giving people time to get up in here. Don't forget to hit the like button coming through the door. Tribe of Judah, what's up? I see. What list is he talking about? This is an unnormal list of people, but a few people I see I recognize. The Doran Williams Show. Oh, be more, y'all good, but y'all wow. How's my day going? Very confusing. NBA teams of the day. Everything is of the decade now. I like to stay in the now. Because if the Golden State Warriors is not team of the decade, then I don't know who is. Thanks, Supreme Mathematics. Now, what we're doing here is going to break down the teams that's in the league playing right now, where they are, and what they need to do. I'll be breaking down all the teams. I'm just getting people chances to get here. So going into 2020, what should be the direction of all these teams? So I'm just giving people a little time to get here, and then I'm going to go from there. Well, Terrence Crawford is too big for Tank. He would destroy him. Nobody talking about OKC. Nobody talk about the Miami Heat. We're going to get to that. Well, a lot of things are different. Don't forget to hit the like button coming through the door. I just want to give people a little bit more time, and then we're going to get right to it. Don't forget to support the Cash App, which is Karceno, is the name on the Cash App. You guys should know that by now. Most of the stuff you guys already should know. It's just common sense things that you just from watching games should actually know. You just be like, I know what they should do. So it's not like it's rocket science or something like that. So I just let my Twitter fans know where I'm at. Thank you for your condolences. Yeah, Ticket TV cracks me up. All right. Now we're going to start off with the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks! The Atlanta Hawks. He's like, of course, I got to be late. No, you're right on time. We're just getting started. I gave people time enough to get here. Uh, well, they started off rough. They have guys that couldn't stay on the court. When they was on the court, they were doing quite well. Remember, John Collins got 25-game suspension. He violated the league anti-drug policy. And you remember Kevin Herter and Trey Young. That's the reason why they 6-27. Their only problem is the Atlanta Hawks are not healthy. When guys get healthy and get back on the court and start playing together, they're a hard team to beat, and they could beat the best teams in the league. They give them problems and fits. Dead serious. So the Atlanta Hawks problem is not coaching. They're just unhealthy and can't get everybody on the court at the same time. Well, let's look at the Chicago Bulls. Now, the Bulls' problem is they got a lot of talent, but they can't figure out which team to use or who's going to be the main star of the team, and let's build around that. They have so much talent on one team, it's like they just can't get it to work together. Mainly, it's the head coach. The head coach is an idiot. They need to fire Dumb and Dumber, get him out of there. You know, he's Harry from Dumb and Dumber. That's that coach. He's got to go. Now, the thing is that everybody thinks LaVine is that guy. Zach LaVine, the way he plays the game, he plays it's all about me type of game. Like, I'm gonna get mines. And if he's on, he's on. And then you're gonna win some games. But on many nights he's off, and he's way off. So if that's the guy you believe that's gonna be there and gonna be great for you, then by all means. But they drafted very well. You know, they picked up Kobe White from North Carolina, and great pickup for them. He's like another Derrick Rose type of player, aggressive, going to the basket. He had a better 3-point jump shot than Derrick had coming out of the league. But yeah, they need to get rid of the coach first and start getting some direction going. And then you got to start finding out what you're going to do with players like Lauri Markkanen. You know, done. Got to realize he's done, and he ain't that guy. Yeah, got to get rid of players like that. Yeah, I met him about 2 weeks ago. Kobe White took a picture with my little cousin. Great guy. Um, the Boston Celtics. Let's look at the Celtics. Dude, wow, how many games we played? About almost 30. A little bit over 30. The Bucks and Celtics are the only teams that to me is top five in offense and defense. Kemba Walker is having the time of his life because now Kemba don't have to be the man every night. In Charlotte, Kemba Walker had to be the man every night. Jason Tatum is free to having a guy being okay with him exploding on the scene. I think last year he thought his it don't stink. Him and Jaylen Brown, and I thought they should move either one or both of those guys. But Jaylen Brown has improved his game this season dramatically from last year. And many people thought Kyrie Irving was holding him back. Now it looked like they may have been right. Last year, it looked like they had a problem. They didn't really want to play with Kyrie, and Kyrie really didn't want to play with them. And it just got to this point. And now they're like, see, now we're good. We got rid of the person. Mr. Sled said he has listened to you. Well, it all depends on what Memphis is going to do with him. Memphis is a little upset with Iggy. So, well, see, Boston is a team that's exceeded their expectations because they have a good coach. When you have a good coach who teaches defense, then offense, and he involves the entire team, you have a coach that knows how to teach basketball. Your team can surprise you. So the Celtics have had guys out, bouncing out in and out of the lineup, where last year would destroy them. But see, they played well enough that the front office is looking like we could win now and go to the finals. We just need to get a big man rotation in. And as great as Marcus Smart has played lately, and the scrappy guy, they might need to want to move him. I got things coming in. And for you guys that are new here, you guys can support the page. You can click the link in the description box, hit up the Streamlab, or you can hit up the Cash App. The name Karceno on the Cash App. Danny Ainge is not as involved. He's kind of laid back now. That heart attack kind of derailed him a little bit. Uh, yeah, so he's there right now. Let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets. They got Spencer Dinwiddie. They got Karis LeVert. So Kyrie Irving is out, and Dinwiddie has stepped up. And the problem with them is their bench. Their bench has never been strong. They've always had strong starters. The bench is off and on. So when you have a bench that's off and on, you're not going to trade Kyrie Irving. He's your centerpiece with Kevin Durant, meaning that even if Kyrie Irving is not playing well, you got to get your money that you spent from Kyrie Irving. People know who Kyrie Irving is. They're going to want to, be involved with him. Kyrie knows how to win games when it's down the stretch. You guys got Kevin Durant coming in. Don't forget that. And everybody's like, we don't know what Kevin Durant we're getting. We don't. But he's Kevin Durant. Can't never count him out. Yeah, but getting Kevin Durant kind of evens everything out. Kevin Durant wants Kyrie there, then we'll see what happens. Now, if Kevin Durant says Kyrie has to go, then that's another situation. No, the season, even without Kevin Durant, is not what they thought it would be. Oh, the Charlotte Hornets, what do they need to do? First things first, get rid of them doggone jerseys. Gosh, I hate they jerseys. Buzz City, big CHA on there. They look like a doggone 3-on-3 basketball team. Get rid of them jerseys. They need to determine what they're going to do. They have been a lot better to watch than I thought they were going to be this season. And don't forget to hit the like button, people. We should be at 100 likes by now. Definitely should. No, don't worry. We're going to do all the teams. We're going to go through all the teams. We will not miss a stop. It's manageable. All of it's manageable. I just think they got to find out what they're going to do with Monk. Monk is showing potential that he could be something really good, but he's just a developmental player. It takes some time. Now you got to decide if you're going to trade half of your team or you're going to try to build these guys up. That's something Charlotte has always done. They build a guy up and they have a great player, then they get rid of him. So they got to make up their mind what they're going to do there. But they're getting quality production out of the guys they have. They have overachieved what people thought they were going to be. The Dallas Mavericks. Let's talk about Dallas. Luka has turned out to be a candidate for a movie. I mean, Rookie of the Year. Well, he went from Rookie of the Year, MVP candidate. They got Porzingis. They're turning a whole team Euro. Now, the only thing this team needs is to bring in somebody like Kevin Love or Andre Iguodala. Now, Kevin Love has expressed he would love to play with the Dallas Mavericks. But the problem is getting Kevin Love. You will not be able to keep Kevin Love's contract. Kevin Love signed a 4-year deal, and he still has hundreds of millions of dollars left on that deal. That would destroy your future of signing Luka when it's time to sign Luka, which they will sign Luka. No doubt about that. Now, if they're going to trade somebody, Tim Hardaway Jr., who's their only athletic player on the team, if you're going to move him, which I think you should in the future, you got to think about moving Hardaway Jr. You're gonna want to get somebody that can benefit your team. Kevin Love, to me, won't do it. Getting Andre Iguodala, who's only going to be there a year, and this is his last year, and he's probably gone after this season, which will be a half of a year. That's not ideal. You're going to need somebody that's going to want to be with the team and want to go forward with the rest of the team. You got a bunch of expiring contracts. You got the Courtney Lee contract, finna expire, so you can make some moves there. So I think they're an adjustment or two away from really doing what they need to do. Yeah, absolutely. The Detroit Pistons, my bad boys. Whew. They have a problem. It's not a big problem. They just have a problem. They have a player that could be one of the greatest players in the league when he wants to be. Andre Drummond, he got $28 million on a player's option for 2020 and 2021 season. Now, if he turns this down, the Pistons should just say, all right, thank you for all your service, but we got to let you go. Because he's the glue. Either if we do well, he's doing well. When he's playing bad, the Pistons play bad. Blake Griffin, I'm thinking when it's time for him to go, he's gone. Blake seems like a guy who's playing and want out. A lot of injuries with Blake. And this is the only reason why the Clippers were more than willing to get rid of Blake. Ish is good. It's just that Derrick Rose is more experienced. Oh, most definitely. Yes, my Cash App is Karceno, Karceno. The Cleveland Cavaliers. I feel the Cavaliers should have just flushed the entire team. Once they got out of the finals the previous year, they tried to see, is this team any good? We might have a good team here. Let's try to run it. That team was built to be around LeBron James. Those guys never had a continuity of playing with each other. The only thing I would keep for them is the guy Nance. Keep Nance on your team. Build around, get some pieces to go around him. You have a developmental point guard that you got 2 years ago. You got the draft picks coming up. Move Kevin Love. Move Tristan Thompson. Kevin Love is a veteran. He's been through a rebuild. He's not going to want to go through another. So signing him to that massive deal was good for the time being. But now you could move him. You might have to swallow another year with Kevin Love. But if anybody's willing to take his contract, try to move Kevin Love. Period. Well, the thing is, they've been over the cap for so many years with LeBron. Now you just gotta worry about cap space and save incoming revenue and money. Next, the Denver Nuggets. Well, the Denver Nuggets problem comes down to execution. Now, if they can do a deal and get Drew Holiday, they would be incredibly better. All the way around the board. If they get Drew Holiday in a trade, which many people think is going to happen, I don't think it's going to happen, but a lot of people think that's going to happen. They go from being a team that struggles defensively to having a playmaker on offense and a guy that can help them out in pick and roll situations and can get you that guaranteed basket that you need when Murray is trying to force up some garbage. You see, you got Holiday and Mason Plumlee when the Joker's off the court. Then you got a devastating, handoff option with the Joker. You got a dangerous team. So if they get that, they'll be ready to go. Because the Nuggets, their whole thing is they lack star power, really. Murray's good, but nobody really care about Murray. The Joker is off and on. He's more of a quiet role player. And they got guys they can move. You can move Beasley. I would keep Gary Harris, but you can move him. Well, we already talked about the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, everyone's high on Michael Porter Jr., but it's one of those things. Let's talk about them Warriors. Golden State Warriors. They've been winning as of late, which is a shock to a lot of people. They had a 4-game winning streak. The guy Chris has been playing well. They had a bunch of the younger guys actually balling out for the Warriors, and they've really played a great game. And I was very proud of them when they beat Houston the way they did and how they did it. Draymond was Draymond. He was offensive and needed to step things up when he did. But the problem with the Golden State Warriors and what they need to do for the rest of this season is don't bring back Steph. Don't bring back Klay Thompson. Don't bring him back. There's nothing you're going to gain out of bringing back Steph Curry. You let him get in a rhythm, but you don't want to risk him getting hurt and being out all of next year. Why would you do that? Clay, coming off the injury he has, probably isn't going to play, but a few games if he do come back. And at that point, what will it matter? The eighth seed is the highest they could go. I mean, they're probably 4 games out of the 8th spot. And, they've done enough. They did enough with what they had with guys who were underpaid, and now they got to pay everybody. It's going to be hard to keep everybody there. You got $100 million players in Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and D'Angelo Russell. That's 4 guys making hundreds of millions of dollars on your team. Now, everyone's saying they're trying to make a deal for Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is not going to help the Golden State Warriors. It's just not a good idea. It's not a good look. And people think it is. I just really don't think it's a good look at all. Oh, definitely. So a lot of guys to look out for at that point. Now let's talk about the Houston Rockets. I think the trade from Westbrook was going to give them the same result. I think you have to move your 6th man, the guy who comes off the bench, Eric Gordon himself. You're going to have to move him. If you're going to have all this play in the front court and no real defensive players, it's a waste to have these guys. You're always going to be in the top competition of 4, but when you play a series, problems are going to ensue. You can beat the Rockets in 4 games, in 5 games, in a 7-game series, rather. The Rockets are good for winning a game or 2, but they still play sporadic. They have games where they're incredible, and then the next game, they're nowhere to be found. They're shooting deeper and deeper from the field. A lot of people feel like they had more continuity with Chris Paul running the point than Westbrook. What Westbrook brings to the table is the fact that they can get through their offense faster before the defense can set. He can go from rim to rim in 3 seconds with the basketball dribbling to put the other team on its heels. Chris Paul can't do that. Mr. Pringles should have been fired. Eric Gordon is not going to win you a championship. There's a lot of people that would love him and need them on their team. You can use him in a Capella trade and move forward. This is not working. This team will not beat the Clippers in a series. This team will not beat the Lakers in a series. You got to understand, what is your goal? If your goal is to win an NBA championship, you're going to have to make the right decisions for your team to get there. And don't forget to support the page, people. You know, my super chat is my Cash App. That's my Cash App name. Right there, Karceno. Or you can click the link in the description box and hit the Streamlab up. We appreciate it. They can move Westbrook later down the road if this is not working out. And they know they got about a 2-year window. And then players, they got to start breaking the team up. But I would start doing it now. If I'm them, if I'm serious about making it, I got to make a push. I got to get somebody in here that's going to give us a new look. Now, let's talk about the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers have overachieved dramatically without Office Depot, Victor Oladipo being out. People forgotten about them. They're the team that started the Lakers on their losing streak. They're always in the thick of it in the playoffs, and they beat a lot of, decent teams. But, the Bucks, Sixers, Heat, Celtics, that's going to get all the press in the East, rather. But the Pacers, all they need to do is get Victor Oladipo back. They have all the pieces. They really don't have to make any moves. They're well coached. They're balanced. The holidays are great. You got these young guys, they're learning their development. So you got your future developmental talent coming up. And you have a bench. You got guys dedicated to the defense and sharing the ball. The Pacers, they just need some love from the league. The league needs to show some love to this team and put the spotlight on them and say, and now, here are the Indiana Pacers. They are playing above and beyond what people thought they should be at. What's up, new subscriber? How you doing? Thank you for showing love. The Clippers. Let's talk about what the Clippers need to do. I think they should be using more load management. I think they need to rest Montrezl Harrell some. Yeah, he's 26. He plays incredibly hard. He's playing every game, but you don't want Montrezl to get hurt. I'll let him rest take a game off, rest him every now and then. I think the addition of Ty Lue has helped out tremendously when playing the Lakers. He knows everything about LeBron, what LeBron likes, LeBron doesn't like, and it feels like we got an advantage having Ty Lue over there. Plus, the players like Ty Lue, so he fits. It's funny because everybody's acting like Doc Rivers invented load management or something. It's hilarious. But this team is already in place. They're ready for an NBA championship. And all the pieces are there. And a lot of people think they're going to make a move and try to pick up Thaddeus Young from the Chicago Bulls. They could, but I think they're already where they need to be. But they might see something they want to do and take some different looks, but they're fine. Let's stay in LA and talk about everybody's favorite team. Old man Bron. Old man Bron. Now, the Lakers aren't where everybody think they should be. They're the number one team in the West. Well, they're not the number one team in the West. The Clippers really are. And until they beat the Clippers or show that they can beat the Clippers, no one's going to take them seriously as an NBA contender for the championship. This is not a championship team, ladies and gentlemen. You got Anthony Davis and LeBron James. That's it. LeBron needed to step back and let someone else take the floor. When he does that, then the team does a lot better. And as you saw in the Dallas game, he stepped it all the way back and the team did well. You know, he just didn't want to burn out any energy for his birthday party because that meant more to him. But when you play teams like the Clippers, who are the teams you're going to have to play in the finals, LeBron and Anthony Davis come up short. There's no third option. Everyone's like, Kyle Kuzma, he's the third option. Well, is he? He just scored 0 points in your last game. Didn't look like a third option to me. He's a sometimes player. With the Clippers, they got Lou Williams. That's your three. That's your third option. And that's a heck of a third. So if Lou don't have it one night, you got Kawhi and Paul, and then Lou coming off that bench. So whenever Lou don't have it, Kawhi has it. Very rare you don't have all three playing bad. Kyle Kuzma, you can't really keep him on the court. You can't trust that Kyle Kuzma's going to be healthy. They don't even have another guy on the team that averaged double digits. That's not an NBA winning team to me, a championship team. Let's talk about the Grizzlies. John Moran is on his way to becoming Rookie of the Year. Brandon Clark was the best pickup from last year's draft. Jaren Jackson Jr., that guy has been playing in his first league of the year. It's a mountain up. It's not a mountain up to a lot of wins, but you know, it's definitely it's not mounting up to a bunch of wins, but in the long run, they can do nothing but get better. The Grizzlies are playing better basketball, so that you can reap the rewards of that later on down the line. The Miami Heat. All they have to do is keep Jimmy Butler happy. They have an undrafted rookie from Chicago, Illinois, who came in and turned that team around. He was the piece they needed to complement Jimmy Butler, and they could tell Dion Waiters, you can go on waivers. Once they got him, there was no way in the world that player from Chicago was going to come in and destroy. The Miami Heat has played above and beyond. They're second in the East. Only lost 8 games so far. Should have beat the Lakers. Got robbed out of it. But, yeah, Kendrick Nunn is definitely the guy. The only undrafted player in NBA history to come in and do what he's doing on a team. Undrafted. And he's come in and he's shown his impact of just instantly on the court. All the team needs to do is just keep working hard, running through Jimmy Butler. Jimmy will get those guys ready to play. Trust in Jimmy, and you'll be all right. I would like them to get a better bench. You know, they're going to have some space to move some people out. The problem is nobody wants waiters. Okay, that guy's going to be out the league. And they just might just buy his contract out and just let him go. He's just unhappy. He's just unfocused. Let him go. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks, not much to say here. This team is built, number one team in the league. It's hard to find anybody that could beat them. They're poised to make it to the NBA Finals. Everyone thinks the 76ers got their number. 76ers will not beat this team in the series. Giannis is NBA MVP candidate again. They're in rare form. They got better shooters. Players are playing above and beyond. There's too many players to name that have just come above and beyond. And the thing is that everyone there knows their role. They know what they need to do. You know, and to have the rematch of Giannis and Kawhi in the NBA Finals would be great, because Kawhi will take the assignment of shutting down Giannis. And the rest of the team, though, is very dangerous. So look for the Bucks to be in the NBA Finals. That's just it. The Timberwolves. Wow. Well, Wiggins got off to a strong start, but then he regressed and turned back into the Wiggins we all know. Karl Anthony Towns is tired of losing, and he's ready to move on. I mean, the thing about Andrew Wiggins is he was a developmental player that was given too much money early on. And when you give a developmental player too much money, they feel like they made it. So he has over $100 million guaranteed to him over the next 3 years. I would trade him. Personally, I would move him more than I would keep Towns. I'd be like, look, we're going to get some players and build around you so you can have an all-star team around you. We're going to move Wiggins. We're going to make some moves. And we're going to make a run for it. Just trust in us. You know, Ryan Sanders is a great coach. I think he knows what he's doing. It's just that he needs the right personnel around him. So don't forget to hit the like button. That's free. The Cash App is Karceno. That's my super chat. Now let's get back to the Pelicans. Brandon Ingram's team. Who knew Brandon Ingram was going to be what he was? Me. This was I said, this is the best place for him. If you're the Pelicans, Zion Williamson, do not rush him back. There's no need. Let him come in second half of the season, play a little bit. There's no need to rush him back. He did great in preseason. Summer League preseason, he was doing great, but no need to rush him into starting his NBA season. I mean, they're great right now with Drew Holiday and everything else. It's just that most guys you got on your team, if you're the Pelicans, you have a lot of trade bait. Drew Holiday is a guy that's just like your big trading piece right there. A lot of people want Drew for the second half of the season to make a playoff run. You could use that to your advantage. You got Brandon Ingram on your team. You can move Josh Hart and get Josh Hart out of there. You could move Lonzo Ball, but I would keep Lonzo Ball because he's a developmental talent who can shoot the three. He's improving a little bit, even though his health is a problem. He's cheap. You got him cheap right now. Now, if it comes down to the point where you got to pay for Lonzo Ball, then you try to move him. Feel me? Yes, I would take Ingram over LeBron. Why the hell would I not? The New York Knicks. The whole team could go. Julius Randle are pieces you should try to move. Julius Randle is a guy that it just is not fitting. Morris needs to go like right this second. You got to get Morris out of there. So while you're getting Morris out, you got to make some future focused trades. You got to start building up your talent. You got a bunch of guys that are just not playing well together. You know, Frank Ntilikina, the French guy, I think he played well enough to get traded. You got to make some moves. You know, and if Barrett is your guy, you got to build around him. He's young. Don't put all this pressure on him to get the Knicks to the playoffs. You got to get some pieces around him. Morris was a bad idea. He's not fit for the team. Julius Randle's unhappy. It's time to make some moves. It's time to make some moves. Yeah, he's balling right now, but that's what I'm saying. I would try to move him. You know, I mean, to me, that makes sense. I don't know why it wouldn't make sense to anybody else, but to me, that makes a lot of sense. They should be trying to move him right now. OKC, let's talk about that. What OKC need to do? You need to keep Dennis Schroeder. That's one. Keep Dennis Schroeder on your team. Try to find anybody on the face of this earth that would take Gallinari off of your hands. That's your biggest thing. If you're OKC, you need to get that bad contract off your books. That's $22.6 million salary that you don't need on your team. It brings nothing to you. Gallinari needs to play with the Dallas Mavericks or someone. See if Dallas want him. Sam Presti's got to get him out of town. They have exceeded what I think a lot of people thought they should be. They're actually playing a lot better with the young guys they got, like Alexander and, They got to find out what they want to do with Alexander too. His contract's coming up. I think Darius Baisley is somebody that's going to be part of their future. They can develop him more. But I would definitely keep Dennis Schroeder on the team. Well, it's up to Sam Presti and what they're going to do, but definitely got to get that guy off your books. The Orlando Magic, they need to hire a shooting coach. They cannot shoot the basketball to save their lives. I don't know what it is with that team, but man, they got to have the worst field goal percentage in the NBA. They are in bottom 5 in 3-point percentage as well. What happened to this team? They used to be nothing but 3-point shooting. They have underachieved this year dramatically. Everybody should be available for trade. They cannot shoot the basketball. I don't know what it is with the Atlanta Magic. It is just they regressed down worse than anybody. No one saw the Magic being this bad. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about them 76ers. 76ers. Philly. Philly is playing a lot better. A lot better than I thought they were going to be. But this team is so sporadic. You don't know which Joel Embiid you're going to get. They up one day, they beat Milwaukee, they lose to Miami, losing to the Heat. You just don't know what you're gonna get. Al Horford hasn't really worked out in that offense that they got. They just need to get some players that can give them life, that can get up. They to me they play too slow. It's like Ben Simmons is the only fast guy they got. They don't have another shooter on the team, a guy that can hit the open shot. That's the type of team that needs Drew Holiday. I mean, they've been playing Trey Burke over Big Al in certain games down the stretch. That's how much I think how the Horford situation is not working out as well as they thought it was. The Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are a team that is just injury prone, but they are better than what people thought, and they were my dark horse pick coming into the season. I said this is not your same Phoenix Suns. I said this Phoenix Suns have made teams, bringing in Baines, bringing in all these people to take pressure off of Booker, that all these other players now believe they can win. You have what's his name, Oubre Jr. playing the way he's playing now. He's freed up of not having a lot of weight on his shoulder. And he's playing with a chip on his shoulder after getting traded out of Washington, and Robert Sawyer. I mean, hey, these guys have done it. They had a bunch of injuries that piled up a lot of losses, but they have been in a lot of games. Like they have probably been blown out maybe once or twice. I think they just need to not try to make a, don't try to, like, we just need to make a big splash and pick up somebody like Kevin Love. Kevin Love would destroy that whole rhythm. Don't blow it trying to get Kevin Love on the Phoenix Suns. Just don't. Just don't get tempted to do that. Just stay away from it. Phoenix would be all right. They're playing above and beyond what people thought. They're surprising a lot of teams, and they'll be a threat once everyone's back healthy. Man, Portland Trailblazers. If they only had that DeLorean and Doc Brown, and they can go back in time, I gotta get back in time. Get in that DeLorean and go, take me away. I don't mind. I gotta get back in time. Well, they probably want to go get, what's the name, Al Farouk, a menu back, Mo Harkless back. Go back and get them too. They brought in Whiteside, Bazemore, and Hajonius, and that has not worked. I don't know what happened to Kent Bazemore, but no, maybe he needs to bathe more because he stink. And he has stunk since he came to Portland. Zach Collins, he suffered that injury, so he's out for mostly the season. They brought Melo in to try to stop some of the bleeding. And there's no fix right now. They are just front court heavy as usual. But before, Harkless and Aminu, those guys were balling. Those are the guys that helped win you those games last year. And to lose that and let them go and bring in this crew, that was probably the worst GM work I've seen. And there is no fix in the near future for the Portland Trailblazers. They'll be one and done if they make the playoffs. You hanging in there with me? Don't black out on me. We almost there. Sacramento Kings. Buddy Hield's got to be moved. As great as he is, he's got to go. He's disturbed the continuity of the team. De'Aaron Fox is a guy who you build a team around. Deadman, get rid of him. You got Marvin Bagley and De'Aaron Fox. Build your team around them. All these people who haven't really done anything and want all this money, and they're thinking that over wins and playing, get rid of them. Because the team should be a lot better right now. Get Deadman a new home. Get him out. Bring in Trevor Ariza. You got a lot of people that can come in. You can get Bogdanovich in there. You can get some other players to come in and build a team around Fox and Bagley. That's it. Them the only two you try to protect. The rest can go. They can go, sir, and bounce. So you need to just get your depth together. The Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs made a very huge mistake. And this is why they're struggling now and become a 500 team. You have to trade DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is exactly what he was going to be, an average basketball player. When the playoffs start, he's not going to be there. Aldridge, same guy he was in Portland, same guy he is in San Antonio. These guys, you're not going to win with him. making Popovich basically, settling for Lamar. What's his name? Aldridge, whatever. Just keeping him happy. LaMarcus, look, move both of them. Okay, we got to get rid of them. You don't have to do a lengthy rebuild. You just got to get rid of them. Next is the Toronto Raptors. Raptors are played above and beyond. They have a bunch of long bodies playing behind Kyle Lowry and Serge Ibaka, even with Kawhi being gone, who seems to be the missing piece. Pascal Siakam has stepped his game up dramatically. Marc Gasol could be fresh. You don't have to depend on him to be the Marc Gasol he was in Memphis. And Norman Powell, he's out of the lineup right now, but when they come back healthy, they'll be ready to go. The Toronto Raptors are an April, May, June team. That's their motto. They step it up in April, May, June. That is their playing time. That's when they start to thrive and make a surge, and they're just kind of coasting through it. But right now they have a team if they can contend. I just don't think they have that shot maker when the games are close and on the line that they can go to consistently. The Utah Jazz. What the Jazz need to do is they need to try to find some replacement because they made a mistake in trading Favors. He was a defensive staple for a long time there. Bogdanovich is a great, install. Mike Conley hasn't really worked, but Bogdanovich, he's been kind of injured. Conley is not working out because the Jazz are not a team of continuity. You're looking at the Utah Jazz being a team that is not efficient. A lot of it's on Mitchell. He's a one-on-one player. He's either on fire or you're going to get 10 points out of him. And it just doesn't make sense. He's a player that should be playing a lot better than what he's been playing. The Washington Wizards, they need to improve their defensive play. They're not a bad team. They just really need to make some adjustments and get guys in there to get some experience on their belt. But their defensive play has not been very well. And the players on their faces, they just seem to be going through motions part of the time. So that's everybody. That is all the teams in the NBA. We went through them all. If you missed any of your team that you wanted to hear and you got here late, You guys didn't hit my Cash App up, so I'm not going to stick around to recap it. So you have to rewind the video back and find your team. I'm out. Thank you for your time.